Welcome. This is Brett Johnson from New York City and OneMedRadio. Today we're with Dr. Jun Ma, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Vasomedical, a Western New York company that trades VASO on the pink sheets. Thanks for joining us today, Jun.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
So, Jun, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about the business of Vasomedical?
Thank you. Vasomedical was set out to design, manufacture, and market a proprietary devices called the EECP, which stands for Enhanced External Counterpulsation. It's a device for the non-invasive outpatient treatment of certain cardiac diseases, particularly ischemic cardiac diseases such as angina and heart failure. EECP was pretty much the only business of Vasomedical until 2009, at which time we decided to diversify our business. The newly cleared Biox series of products, which you have read in the press release, are actually a part of our strategy to diversify our business. Vasomedical is also an exclusive representative for GE Healthcare for a certain a select group of imaging devices to exclusive customers in the United States. That business is being conducted through a wholly owned subsidiary of ours called Vaso Healthcare.
I see. So the press release earlier this month indicated that you had received FDA clearance on 2 additional Biox monitors, which says now you have a complete line of these ambulatory monitoring products. What is the market for ambulatory monitoring products, and where does Vasomedical fit into that market?
Actually, we received 2 FDA clearance within a week, covering 4 devices. We started the introduction of the ambulatory monitoring device in 2009 when we received our first FDA clearance on one ECG Holter. And subsequently, in 2010, we received the second FDA clearance for a unique 2-in-1 device, which is a combination device for both ECG Holter and ambulatory blood pressure monitoring. End of last month and early this month, we announced a new clearance for 4 more devices. So by now we have a complete line. We believe, and also according to some reports from market research firms, the market for the Holter monitoring device is in the order of hundreds of millions of dollars. And the application of ambulatory monitoring for early diagnosis of cardiac diseases has been increasing. In late June of this year, the 2 new FDA clearance for 4 products completes our offering.
I see. And so where do you fit into this market, and what makes your monitors more attractive than the existing monitors are in the market?
We are relatively new in this market, so we are still developing the market. However, our product is technologically very advanced. It's smaller in size and lighter in weight, and it's much easier and more comfort for patients to wear. Our analysis and reporting software is also very efficient. I'd like to emphasize particularly our 2-in-1 device, which we believe is the only one in the world that has FDA clearance as well as CE marking certification. This 2-in-1 device is a single ambulatory recorder that can record both ECG signal as well as blood pressure signal. Traditionally, patients have to wear 2 separate boxes in order to record these 2 different channels of signals. Now we combine them into one. The physical combination of the 2 devices into a single box is not the only advantage. Because of the combination of the 2 devices into one, we are also able to have interaction between the 2 recorded signals. For example, normally the blood pressure signal is recorded according to a pre-scheduled timetable, say every 30 minutes during daytime and every 60 minutes during nighttime. or as a doctor would like to program. With our 2-in-1 device, we can record additional blood pressure measurement if the recorder detects some abnormality in the cardiac activities, such as ST depression and so on. These will provide additional recording of blood pressure signals in addition to the pre-scheduled ones, therefore provide more valuable diagnostic information. So
now you believe then you have a superior product to what's on the market today, and then obviously this is a large market. So what's the status of the rollout of this product, and do you have any sort of reimbursement issues? And can you talk about also just the general economic model?
The use of Holter monitor is already being reimbursed by CMS for Medicare, as well as I would say almost all the insurance companies. Holter monitoring is a prescribed service, and it can be done by independent Holter companies as well as by hospitals or doctors in clinics. The national coverage, I believe, for the reimbursement is somewhere about $150, depending on the states and depending on the type of services or the providers. The reimbursements is broken into 3 pieces. There is a setup fee, there is a reporting fee, and there is a diagnostic fee. Altogether, yes, I would say $150, $160 nationwide. Currently, our economic model is still in the distribution and sales of these devices, but we are not ruling out the possibility of going into Holter services as well.
I see. So what is the distribution strategy to sell these monitors?
We are distributing the Holter monitors in the United States and North America by our 5 direct sales managers and about 12 to 14 independent reps. We also have an online store that serves not only the United States but also the rest of the world. We also promoting this line of products through our distributors in other parts of the world. We have about 30 distributors in other regions and countries of the world for our EECP. We are in active discussion with them to have them pick up this line of products as well. In addition, we've been going to major cardiac events, such as events organized by ACC, American College of Cardiology, or AHA, American Heart Association, as well as, say, ESC, European College of Cardiology. We will be promoting this line of products in these events as well. So we are really doing both traditional and non-traditional channels of sales.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about sort of the revenue growth once you get this complete product in the market, and sort of where you see this thing coming in terms of revenue top line in the coming quarters?
Well, we do not disclose the sales for the different types of products, but rather combine together with our ECP sales, as we report in our SEC filing. We report our revenue in 2 segments. One is the sales representation business segment. The other one is the equipment business segment. On the equipment business side, we did $4.2 million in sales for the 9 months ended February 28th, 2011.
Okay, impressive. So can you offer any sense about once you're fully ramped up and selling, what you think the business top line could be doing in the coming years?
Well, we believe there could be substantial growth in the area, not only from the ambulatory monitoring business, but also from our core ECP business. I'm sure you noticed a few months ago that we started an initiative to increase our ECP reimbursement coverage in cooperation with a consulting firm called Edgary Consultants. We're working with the insurance companies as well as relevant government agency in an effort to seek expansion of the coverage of ECP therapy. which is, again, a non-invasive outpatient treatment for heart failure and angina. Currently, we have 4 FDA clearance, but the reimbursement is in for angina. We are optimistic that there could be some good results coming in the second half of this year.
So the EEC business has been, Vasomedical's core business, for many, many years, I understand. Is that true?
That's correct.
And the monitor business is a relatively new business for you.
That's right. We're a new player in the marketplace for the ambulatory and monitoring business, so we need to establish the brand as well as to establish our reference sites. In medical device business, one thing a buyer would ask is, do you have a larger installation base? So right now we are still establishing that, and we see the opportunity for good growth as well as good reception in the marketplace now.
And so in terms of the FDA regulation on device companies, can you talk about that?
As you know, the FDA regulation is quite stringent for device industry in the United States. Even though we were prepared to launch the product line for quite a bit of time, we could not do anything in marketing or promotion prior to FDA clearance. So, we always have a lead time issue in the medical device industry. After the clearance, we still need to ramp up the production to prepare the inventory so that we can have immediate delivery as a result of our promotion efforts.
Okay. So now with the FDA clearance, this is a matter of getting the product out there and building the sales organization. What do you see as the major hurdles to growing the business?
Market acceptance. Because, again, we are a new player in the ambulatory monitoring device market. We need to establish ourselves with good references and good track record.
So if you had to step back for a minute and just talk about the overall strategy for Vasomedical in the coming months and coming years, what would you want people to know about your strategy?
Sure. As I mentioned earlier, we have started the EECP reimbursement initiatives to work with insurance carriers as well as the government agency, CMS, which manages Medicare and Medicaid. Currently, EECP therapy is only reimbursed for refractory angina, meaning the angina patients that are Class 3 and Class 4, in layman's language, severe angina, and who are no longer amenable to interventional procedures such as PCI or bypass. Actually, the current reimbursement language was drafted by us more than 10 years ago. At that time, the clinical data was quite limited. So we were conservative in pursuing the reimbursement coverage. So as a good result, we received the reimbursement coverage from CMS as we requested. But on the other hand, as a consequence, such reimbursement language also limited us, limited reimbursement for ECP only for those particular group of patients. However, in the last 10 years, particularly last 5 years, there are many controlled randomized studies showing very solid good results in the clinical and research setting, as well as the revealing the mechanisms of action of the EEC therapy. We now have good data and a very, very good understanding of the therapy. The science is clear. So we believe the time has come for both the insurance payers as well as for the medical practice community to accept EECP as the first line of the treatment option instead of the last. We're working on delivering the necessary information to third parties to achieve our growth strategy. The second part of strategy is to change not only our image but also our actual practice as being a single product, single device company. As I mentioned earlier, we were a single device company until 2009. The introduction of bio products is actually a major step in this direction. We intend to pursue some other products as well. The third element in our strategy, in our growth strategy, is with our sales representation business, which is again through our subsidiary called Vaso Healthcare. Currently, Vaso Healthcare represents GE Healthcare for a select of diagnostic imaging products to a group of exclusive customers in all 48 continental states in the U.S. as well as Washington, D.C. We believe we have done an excellent job for GE Healthcare as well as for ourselves. It has brought in very nice cash flow as well as revenue, and down the road, we expect substantial profitability. We want to grow that business to do more for GE Healthcare. This is also part of our strategy.
Well, it sounds like you've got some big growth plans. Can you talk a little bit now about how you got involved in the company? I understand that your involvement was in concert with a merger with your previous company, Living Data Technology. Is that correct? That's
right. Well, it's a long story, but I was one of the principals in Living Data Technology, and I've also been a long-time business consultant to the owners of Living Data's sister company called Kearns Manufacturing. Kearns Manufacturing is actually a major shareholder of Vasomedical. In 2007, when Vasomedical was raising money, we were approached, and we've been in a partner with Vasomedical actually for many years. At the time, we perceived that it's a good opportunity to combine our EECP device, which was mostly in the international market, together with Vasomedical's business. And also to provide much needed capital for Vasomedical. Upon closing the investment deal from Kearns as well as from Living Data, I became a board member. In last quarter of 2008, I was asked by the board to take over the management, and that's when I became president and CEO of Vasomedical. Okay. In terms of some investment takeaways, why do you think now is a good time for investors to take an interest in shares of Vasomedical? Well, I think that's a question probably better for the investment community to answer. We've been approached by a number of IR companies, and one thing we made clear to all of them is that we do not make stock recommendations. We build our business fundamentals, concentrating more on successfully running our company, and let our performance speak for ourselves. I gotcha. Particularly at this moment, as I mentioned, we have a good growth strategy in all three directions. It was very clear, and I think we have a good plan to execute it. It's going to take some time, but I believe we've done good preparation in the last 2 years to come up with such a strategy and start to implement it. Okay, terrific. Well, sounds like you're making some great headway. Thank you. That's Dr. Jun Ma, who is the President and Chief Executive of Vasomedical, VASO, traded on the pink sheets. We've been hearing a little bit today about their new clearance and the 2 new BIOX monitors, as well as their EECP business. This gives them a diversified product portfolio they're hoping to take and grow into the market. Thanks so much for joining us today, Jun. Thank you for the opportunity, Brent. So this is Brett Johnson signing off for OneMedRadio here in New York City. Good day.